Welcome to Corner Case, you're in the hobby corner. I'm your host, your frozen drink, your best friend, Deck. Today, you're watching what I painted, and this week, I've got quite a bit to show you that I'm excited about. Roll the intro. So the first is this limited edition translucent Rasputin core box from 2nd edition Malifaux. This is something I always wanted, but I always kind of felt weird about because basically when you're painting the models, it kind of creates this art direction where everything has to be painted on, all the light is simulated in your paint. And I just wasn't sure if trying to simulate the actual ice material was gonna be cool. I kind of half felt like it was kind of pointing out that your model is a toy versus if it's all painted, you can immerse yourself more in the art direction of the world. But suffice it to say, I'm a completionist. I needed this to be done, so I bought it and I 3D printed bases for it, and here's what it looks like. I think it turned out pretty sweet. One thing I'm really self-conscious about actually is I wasn't able to match the blue, the ice base, to the blue that Weird used in the sculpt. So I did my best. I actually matched it via paint, but because the resin prints come out a little yellow, your end result is gonna be a little green. And then if I wanna match that blue as much as possible, I can keep adding layers, but the more I do that, the more I lose that translucent effect. So at a certain point, I had to just kind of call it. I did paint a little bit more ice on there to kind of give it more of the it still fits into a painted kind of environment, but at the same time they're all frozen, so it's pretty cool. I had to deviate from my base color too, and that feels kind of weird because all my bases are usually the same color, but when I painted these that burgundy kind of brown that I normally use, it was just way too stark against the blue. But that being said, I think these turned out really good, and I'm super excited to play these eventually at some point. It actually also kind of made me feel what if Rasputin can summon the ice gammon and stuff. I was thinking what if I have enough Rasputin models, or what if I had this one translucent Rasputin model and I had a ton of them, and then I could just use that as my ice gammon model. I thought that would be pretty sick because mechanically it kind of makes sense. They're ice mirrors for Rasputin. Anyway, I'm getting way too into details, and I don't know if people know what I'm talking about. Next is I started painting the 1988 Malifaux Railworkers crew. So this is the metal Golem. Really big spherical volume on the torso. It was really fun to paint. That super bright. I did my best to kind of try and fit it into the steampunky, gritty kind of world of Arcanist Malifaux while still trying to keep it looking sci-fi-ish. Because I was, if you go full infinity base on this thing with the hex tiles and the neon lights and stuff, I wasn't sure if that was going to be one step too far removed. So, I put the bright coat of paint on it, the safety bright. I thought that was sufficiently far enough from the Malifaux kind of world. And then I tried to make the base as gritty as possible, and I deliberately picked an industrial looking base instead of a sci-fi one to try and further ground that environment as still a Malifaux kind of environment, but these basically other dimensional things have come in. So we'll see how that pans out as I start to paint the rest of the crew, but really pleased with how it's going, and I think this green is going to be that colorway for the crew box. So that's been our show today. Just really quick one. Just wanted to update you guys on what I've been working on, mostly Malifaux because that's what's been getting me going these days. So anyway, thanks for swinging by. Please like and subscribe. We're always desperate, and we'll see you next time.
I am ready to subscribe again.